Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Just clearing just a little bit for us. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? Please feel free to relax here. I just wanted to get kind of a slower start because we are unpacking some relationships today. If you're familiar with me, you will know that I don't typically do readings about this very often, at least not voluntarily. Private readings are different, but this is a very particular theme that Spirit wanted to unpack this week. So again, let's just center in our heart space together and just let the day go. So let's go ahead and just get on right into it. So I'm just going to place my hands over my heart, welcoming you here, dear soul. And let's just take a couple mindful deep breaths together. Let's inhale in and exhale out. Let's inhale lots of love in and exhale anything that's no longer serving you today. And I don't know why I feel the need to do this, but let's just shake our hands out. Let's just shake those out. There must be a healer in here. So hello, fellow healer. Oh, Dawn. Hi, Dawn. It might be you. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to hold a lot of energy in my hands. And yeah, that's right. We're working through 4 different relationship dynamics, and we want to make sure that we're bringing our best A-game energy to this reading. So let's just invite our guidance around us now and hold the question, which group holds my messages for this relationship check-in? They're inviting me to invite you to picture your person in your mind's eye as if they are right in front of you. And just ask, which group holds my messages for this person? Or any person. Maybe you don't have a particular person in mind yet, and you'd rather be informed of who they'd like to talk to you about according to which group you choose. Either way, remaining open to hearing, feeling, seeing, or knowing that it's group 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or if you open your eyes and come back with me to this space, you might be drawn to one of the objects that we have here today. And we are doing rings because for me, a relationship of any kind is a shared promise, whether that's a family, a partner, a friend, a coworker. This is group number 1's ring. Here is the ring for group number 2. And for group number 3, we have an amethyst ring. And group number 4, I believe that's moonstone. All right, so feel free to pause here and meditate on which pile that you are most drawn to. And if you're watching the recording, feel free to scroll down to the timestamps and fast forward to the beginning of your reading. Let's get it going. All right, let's get started with group number 1. If you chose this ring with the white flower, let's get your messages about this relationship check-in. We are going to be using a new deck. For me, this is the Archetypes deck. This is going to be a very effective, quick way to tap into your energy and their energy to really make it clear who we're talking about here. And then we'll get a shared story between you and some advice on how to deal with what's going on. Okay, so for group number 1, what archetypes are present? What archetypes are present in this relationship, Spirit? Okay, that was fast. So first out, we have Mother. And some light attributes would be nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life. Alternatively, out of balance, I'll say, we could have smothering or abandonment, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Oh, wow. Also, we have the drama llama present today, this obsidian drama llama. To clarify anything that's feeling toxic, he's there to help. And for the other side, we have child orphan. And some light attributes would be independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Out of balance would be feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Oh, wow. So we have mother and child here. That feels pretty clear to me that this would be a familial relationship. Maybe someone that you view as a parent. Maybe you're the parent. It feels like there's a lot of distractions going on with this situation. Okay, and I felt the need to clarify which one you would be, but Spirit's telling me not to do that. So if you are tuning into group number 1, just know that you could be showing up as either the mother or the child here. It's up to you to discern what dynamic that we are looking at. So let's further clarify who these people might be, which one you are, with an astrology deck. And this archetype deck, I feel I can read intuitively. This astrology deck, I have the book with me just in case. Oh, okay, so that's going to clarify the mother. And for child, let's see. It feels like I'm getting kind of intuitively that there's children tuning into this reading. So you might have asked about a parent. And it feels like there's this desire for some type of intervention. That might be why there's like an abundance of distractions happening, particularly at this moment. I mean, they're always happening, right? But particularly now. So for mother, to clarify that, we have Chiron. Okay, so maybe this is a mother wound, all right? So we're definitely in shadow over here with Chiron, clarifying mother. For child, we have Libra. Okay. So maybe you are Libra, or maybe you are trying to be as fair and reasonable about this as possible. So I'm really feeling like you're the child. I'm really feeling that way. Again, I'm going to release the need to know, because maybe you're the mother. I don't know. But I really feel like there's a child watching who is trying their best to understand the mother, or understand what to do next. It feels like this is very emotional, and it feels like maybe that's just grown very tiring for you. And you're like, I'd really just rather be logical about this. I just want like a step-by-step plan of how to get through this and how to cope. I know I'm on my own. I'm hearing that. I know I'm out here on my own. So you could just be feeling particularly detached from mother, or even mother's side of the family. There could have been something that happened there. They could even be departed. Yeah, but there's some type of mother wounding here. Some type of mother wounding. So let's get the story between you two. All right, Spirit, so we have the 2 archetypes kind of clarified, the intentions here. What's happened between these 2? What is going on in this relationship? What does group number 1 need to know? All right, first we have King of Cups. And the 7 of Cups. And the Two of Cups. Yeah, again, very emotional. That was all cups. So I feel like there's genuine love here. Could you clarify this King of Cups, Spirit? Could you clarify this King of Cups? I feel like my heart just sank a little bit. So maybe something happened here with this King of Cups between you. And in reverse, we have a Queen of Pentacles. So it could be that this person... It could be that this person is a father figure for you, but wound up leaving and might even be connected to another person at this time. That could be the shared wound here, indicated by the presence of Chiron. I'm feeling the need to pull the book on Chiron just to make sure that I'm totally understanding everything. So I don't want to gloss over that. That feels very significant to me. If you've ever had an astrology reading done before or had your chart read, you will know that Chiron is a significant placement. So for Chiron, it says the healer. Let's see. Chiron appears when we have that nagging feeling of self-doubt we just can't shake. You already have all the tools you need to solve your problem. You just have to do some deep reflection to find them. Wounds, healing, knowledge, gifts, hope, despair, sadness. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like the mother in this situation has a wounding connected to their partner. Okay, so this is already very specific out the gate. So buckle in. If this resonates for you, it feels like it's just gonna, it feels like these messages are, oh, I meant to say this ahead of time. I'm sorry. I can kind of tell that I'm dialed in kind of a different way today. So forgive me if my messages are more direct than usual. My intention is always to help empower you and assist you in healing. So please be aware of that. Maybe that's particularly for this group. But it feels like you saw that wound. You saw that wound. Wow, we have a lot in common if this resonates for you. And you felt the need to help because you wanted to. It seemed like it made sense at the time when you were a child. It feels like this is hearkening back to childhood. So maybe there was a separation of some kind that didn't go very well, let's say. But because there was love there at one time, it was very painful. And it was just a very intense kind of wounding. And it feels like this child, maybe you're an only child, or felt like an only child. Maybe you were the only child left in the house at one point. You kind of stepped up to the plate, almost to make up for this other person not being present, and really wanted to make a strong connection with this mother and help them. But this shared energy of the Seven of Cups, to me, is kind of like, it's almost like a dazed feeling. So this could indicate survival mode, just getting by. Maybe finances were tight at some point, and it feels like both this mother and child archetype really love each other. But it could be that at some points there might have been some miscommunications, or I'm not sure what to do to help, but I really want to. But I have no idea what to do from here. So I'm definitely getting that feeling. I should also mention, I should also clarify, although I am getting divine feminine over here, that mother is just the archetype. So, you know, a person who is physically male can have the archetype of mother within them, that nurturing quality of loving unconditionally, of giving and finding joy in giving. So I felt the need to clarify that there. So what's the overall theme that is shared in this relationship at this time, in this connection, Spirit? Let's clarify this. Okay. So we have for you passion, 11. Rise passion, rise up high, and flame my purpose, reach the sky. So I feel like even though there's this shared sorrow between you, I feel like there's a shared interest. So maybe you both really love to travel, or you really love art, or you really are super smart and you love science and you're good at it. Like, it feels like there's some kind of shared attribute or shared talent that you are passionate about. And it feels like Spirit is inviting you to connect, for you both to connect around this passion. Passion could even be food. It could be shared recipes or going out to a really nice restaurant. You know, I don't want to diminish, it doesn't have to be something extraordinary like a trip to Paris, or although it could be a trip to Paris, you know, it just depends on what both you and your person value. I feel like I just heard an alarm bell go off, so I feel like you would know. I feel like you'd be able to place that yourself. So let's get some advice for you. Actually, yeah, let's get some advice for you. I was like, do we need to unpack more? I think it's pretty clear. So let's get some advice for you. What does group number 1 need to know? Or what advice do you have for group number 1 about balancing this connection for the highest good of all, for healing and love's sake? I suspect there could be some communication that needs to happen because we have Libra here. And Libra is all about what is fair and reasonable. Okay. All right, advice for group number 1 with this relationship. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. Oh, wow. So maybe it is like a trip to Paris or something that feels impossible or felt impossible at one time. Spirit's saying, hold out hope. Just because, you know, even if the finances aren't here right now, that doesn't mean they won't be here next year. So it feels like Spirit is saying, believe in. So I'm seeing this situation where somebody is watching a play and they're, is that a sense of disbelief? I can't place that phrase. It's suspended. They're totally immersed in the story. And that's part of this passion energy of getting wrapped up in what's happening. So I feel like you and your person in this particular connection are going to connect over something you love. Oh, and I just got the most moving, beautiful message. If this person is departed, I feel like they want to share with you something that they loved when they were here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that for you. So if you know that they enjoyed a particular activity, this is an invitation to go ahead and partake in that particular activity, and they will just come right into the room with you for a beautiful healing. Last piece of advice for you. Emotions are running high, supermoon. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay, and we had all those cups. So what a beautiful spread for you, group number 1. I hope that was helpful and provided clarity or insight for you. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. This is the first time I've done a type of reading like this, and I'm so interested to hear your feedback. But I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will see you next time. So let's get started with group number 2, everyone who chose this ring as their group. Let's get your relationship messages. We're going to start with the archetypes. And just so you know, just like group number 1, I might get an intuitive hit on which one you might be, but you could be either. And Spirit's saying it's kind of up to you to discern which ones you are. So for group number 2, which archetypes are present in this connection? For group number 2, which archetypes are present in this connection? So first we have for you healer, light attributes, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. On the shadow or kind of imbalanced side, we have taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. Oh, wow. So we have like ethics coming into the conversation. And then we have hedonist on the other side. Oh my gosh, the healer and the hedonist, what a pair. So we have inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. On the flip side, we have pursues pleasures to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Okay. Group number 2. Do we have an empath narcissist thing going on here? I think we might. Let's get your astrology cards to clarify which one you might be. You probably already know, but this will help clarify intentions. Did you see that? That happened in group number 1 as well. Okay, who's the hedonist? Oh, that flashed. Oh, we have a house. The hedonist has the 3rd house as a clarifier. We'll definitely pull the book on that. And then for healer, oh, we have the 8th house. Very interesting. Okay, let's start with healer. Okay. So for the healer, they are in the realm of reincarnation in the 8th house. This would be Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. And let's see, the arrival of the 8th house is a sign that it's time to take a break from the world and work on letting go of destructive behaviors. Oh no. Might that be a shadow element of this connection with the hedonist? Keywords: death, occult, taboos, danger, relief, reflection. Oh, wow. Okay, so I do think that is an element of the healer. They're able to move very heavy energies like that. So I'm feeling right away the need to qualify that message as if that is not your identity. It might be that you just work with energies that sound like that. And it makes sense if you're removing them from other people. Okay, so you're definitely like a light worker. You might do clearings, like I do, something similar, you know, maybe even house clearings. You're moving heaviness. And it feels like it feels like this is a magnetic group. It feels like these two are just drawn to each other. I'm getting that immediately. With hedonists, they are in the 3rd house. Let's see how that clarifies them. The realm of communication. So this is the house of Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Sometimes it can feel as though the universe is conspiring against us. Oh, wow. Too often we believe that speaking our mind is the most important part of communicating, but there's another piece to the puzzle: listening. Take some time to listen. This is some advice for the hedonist. Oh, wow. Yeah, I do feel like this is an empath narcissist dynamic, and we have communication, analytics, problems, delays. So this person could complain a lot. So it could be 2 extremes. If you noticed on the hedonist, the light and shadow were quite extreme. So I feel like this person, again, clarified by a Gemini-like energy, would either just commiserate about their problems, or they would really pick them apart analytically, piece by piece, almost obsessively. So I'm not sure if one is better than the other, at least on if they're picking them apart, they're trying to solve it. But they might do something quite technical, or they might manage people in a strategic way. So that's kind of a clue about what's going on with that person. So let's get your shared story. Very spicy beginning to group number 2. What has happened between you two? Oh, okay. We have the 2 of Swords. What has happened between these two? We have the Queen of Pentacles. We'll clarify her. every time, especially in relationship readings, every time I see a butt in a chair, like these two ladies right here, I want to clarify them because they signify people. So there's definitely people between you. And it feels like there's a problem here or a situation that both of you are kind of refusing to see or refusing to acknowledge. So I feel like there are shared feelings that we're not talking about. Okay, and let's clarify these ladies. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in this reading? We have the Page of Wands. We have more people. Okay. And why is the Queen of Swords in this reading? Are you going to give me another person? Yes? Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Oh, wow. Wow. Are you like on a team together or something? Or within the same friend group, family group? It feels like most of the time you're together, you're in a group setting because there's so many people involved. It's kind of hard to even comprehend who all of these people would be. People of all different ages. We have two queens, a knight, and a page. So these two ladies, just to give you kind of a brief idea, would be more feminine in quality of energy. So that would be more receptive. A Queen of Pentacles is excellent in business. So if this is a work environment or even a family environment, this would be someone who's comfortable with leading, very, very good at what they do. Just generating money, just kind of effortlessly good at what they do. A Queen of Swords is very direct, very frank, very honest, willing to tell the truth when it's difficult. She would make an excellent leader as well, but she can be a little cold sometimes, whereas the Queen of Pentacles can be a little too motherly sometimes. So, it's kind of like, everybody has something. A Knight of Swords would be a bit younger. Swords would be air energy, so they could be an air sign. And this would be someone quite hasty, says things without thinking, charges forward, kind of impatient. And then this Page of Wands is kind of very sweet, little fire sign, and just very optimistic and is just doing their best and very hopeful for the future. So there's a whole lot of characters between you two. Lots of distractions going on, which might contribute to why you both are not talking about these shared thoughts or feelings. So let's get some clarity on what the energy is actually shared between you, because there's so many people. I can feel, I feel like if you're watching, you're probably the healer. Just because if you're drawn to me, I'm the healer as well. Or that's how I would show up in this connection. So I feel like, especially when you're the healer and there's this many people going on and a hedonist, it's very difficult to discern at times, especially if you're just trying to get work done, what feelings are yours and what feelings are not. You know what I mean? So break it down for us, Spirit. What is shared between the healer and the hedonist? Health, number 30. So there could be a shared viewpoint about what health means to you. It could be that you have experienced similar things with health or even have similar interests. It does feel like this is more of an emotional health. So it could be that you both have recovered from maybe like the loss of a loved one, or an unhealthy relationship, and you're choosing to move forward in a similar light. So unlike group number 1, for you, group number 2, I do feel like we need the lessons deck because healer and hedonist is pretty intense. So what lessons are being worked out in this connection? What lessons are being worked out here? Okay. We have for you health again. Oh my gosh. Wow. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Health is a really big deal for you too. So maybe one of you like works in healthcare. I mean, one of you's a healer, but this feels, I mean, there's just, that's not a coincidence. And then for the second lesson, we also have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Yeah, so I definitely feel like there has been a challenge between, it feels like you have a shared story. It doesn't feel like this transpired between you. So it could be that you both had COVID, for example. It feels like one had it worse than the other, or you know, maybe you both suffered from a similar condition or dealt with the same type of mental health issue, and have come back for it and are therefore grateful for this healthy vessel that each of you have independently. And I feel like that's the shared bond here. But there's still this unspokenness going on. I'm actually going to get a tarot card to clarify that Two of Swords. What is number two, or group number 2? What are they not talking about with their person? What are they refusing to acknowledge? And also the fact that my phone heated up and shut down, it felt like, uh-oh, is this romantic? It feels like something got too hot to handle and then they're just shut down. Like just, nope, we're not gonna go there. So maybe that's what we're not talking about. Oh, we have death. Okay, yeah, maybe it is the loss of a loved one that you both share, or some type of personal transformation that it seems like you sense that you share with this other person, but have not spoken about it yet. So if you are suspecting that this person is a kindred spirit, I feel like the answer is yes. I feel like you have gone through similar, very trying times. However, I feel like it's really important to put up your boundaries, especially if you are the healer here, because this person will just have a natural tendency to draw from you. And Spirit is really stressing that it's extremely important to not just kind of set it and forget it and let that happen. Okay, because it's your natural desire to help, especially this person. So I don't know if maybe this is like a direct report or like a manager or like someone with more seniority than you, maybe even a family member that's older and you want to help them. Spirit is saying, please do not create more adversity for yourself. We need to protect you. So let's get your final advice for this connection. Oh, that was fast. A time to give rather than take. And bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. We also have Virgo. And I believe Virgo season just started. So that's a message that the time is now to take care of this. Don't be afraid to detach. I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, and I have a tendency to detach. And especially with this deep, you know, death and transformation that has happened. Please take time away from this person if that is what you need. And a time to give is on this person. Okay, I feel like you are showing up to this connection maybe more than they are at this point. And, you know, it's okay. There's a natural ebb and flow to every relationship. It doesn't have to be perfectly 50-50 all the time, because that's a little unreasonable. However, I feel like Spirit's main advice for you regarding this connection is to be aware of your own state of health. Prioritize that above the needs of this person. Please be aware that there is the potential for a sort of toxic-ish streak to become live in this relationship. That's kind of an odd wording, but I hope that made sense the way that was channeled. So please feel free to unplug from this person at any time, especially now. I feel like there's a need for you to do that now. So I hope that was helpful for those of you who chose group number 2 with this ring, that brought clarity or insight to this situation. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm sending you tons of love, and I will see you next time. So let's get started with group number 3. For those of you who chose the amethyst ring, let's get your messages about this relationship. We will start by laying out your archetypes to give you an idea of the dynamic going on here and the people. So, which archetypes are present in group number 3's relationship? Which archetypes are present in group number 3's relationship? Oh, that one wants to come out. What archetypes are present for group number 3? Okay. All right, I hope you can see these because I had to turn the flash off. But first we have engineer. Light attributes would be the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. In shadow, it's a reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. This could even be someone's trade and profession. Okay, we also have gossip. Light attributes. I feel the need to laugh. I don't know why. Awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. And in shadow, thrives on power of passing on private or secret information or betraying confidences. I feel immediately like the gossip card is definitely a light attribute because I was laughing. So I feel like somebody in this connection is really funny and has a close relationship with people around them. So it could be, it's not that you voluntarily carry gossip all the time. It could be that people come to you and tell you things that are very sensitive and you just know a bunch of secrets. You know what I mean? So you could be, if this is like a work situation or a family situation, you could be like a cornerstone, like everyone wants to come talk to you and get your advice. For this engineer character, this is someone who's much more practical. I'm getting kind of a cold feeling over here, but I don't want to overanalyze too much. Let's go ahead and get your astrology cards to clarify who these people could be. And from these two cards combined, your archetype and astrology card, Spirit's saying you should be able to discern who you are in this relationship. Okay. So, oh. All right. So let's clarify these. For engineer, we have Juno. And I am going to read the book on that so I don't miss anything. And for gossip, I almost want to say comedian over here too. We have 9th house. If I'm not mistaken, 9th house is Sagittarius, isn't it? Let's find out. Okay, let's get Juno first. All right, for Juno, we have the partner. When Juno appears in a reading, it is time to take a look at your relationship and evaluate what is working and what is not. Make sure your focus is not only on the history of the relationship, but the possible future of it. Oh gosh, that got so out of focus for a second. There's so much energy and interaction in here. I feel like we have a lot of spirit guides present, so I'm so sorry. I feel like this has been a chaotic reading. Some key words over here for the engineer: commitment, trust, equality, support, cooperation. All right. And then for 9th house, for gossip, we have the realm of philosophy. Yes, it is ruled by Sagittarius and the planet of Jupiter. So in a reading, this card is letting you know it is the right time to look outside your comfort zone and explore new subjects. What have you always been interested in learning? Interesting. Knowledge isn't regulated to a single person or idea. And your keywords over here for gossip are knowledge, truth, discovery, building, learning, and teaching. So I feel like this might be you. group number 3. I feel like you might be identifying more over here. And I'm getting this message to not trust everything you hear. So maybe you're hearing gossip about this person and you're trying to discern what's true, figure them out a little bit. And then with this person, it feels like they're truly trying to support you. That's what I'm getting here. It feels like they're a bit detached. They seem like pretty strategic. So it could be that there's like some type of difference here. It could be that this person is, if this is like a romantic relationship, maybe they're just more logical or technically inclined, and you're very expressive, that you're very loving, that you're full of life, you're always talking to people, and this person is kind of more keeping to themselves and figuring things out, piecing things together on their own. Very interesting dynamic. It almost seems like an opposites attract kind of situation. So what has happened between you two? Spirit, what does group number 3 need to know about the dynamic of this relationship? What has transpired? Okay, we have, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. Oh my gosh. You both have really gone through it. Really gone through it. So there's some type of shared burden going on here. I feel like both of you are doing your best to shoulder your own problems and do things on your own. So I get the feeling that neither of you are asking each other for help. And maybe you should. This person over here is having sleepless nights and anxiety and kind of dealing with it themselves because they're wanting to take care of things and you and the situation. And it feels like you're feeling like something's been taken or something isn't fair. Something's not fair for this gossip archetype. It feels like there's an unfairness. Maybe they feel that they've been, if this is you, you could feel that someone is not being honest with you. A situation is not fair. It seems like this person is picking up on that somehow because they are also worried. But I don't feel like either of you are expressing that to each other. Instead, both of you are like, this is fine. Everything's fine. I'm just going to push forth and make this work. So my gosh, that is what you share. It is a determination to do things on your own. I see immediately both of you would be, it would do you well to lighten your load and share what's on your mind with each other. So if that was a question, like, is it safe to tell this person the truth? I'm getting a resounding yes. It would make both of their lives so much easier to just share what's happening. What you feel like is unfair, what they feel anxious and worried about. It would just take a huge burden off of you to share that. And together we have for you psychic protection number 40. Around me now, a shield of gold protecting me strong and bold. You are safe, group number 3. Both of you are safe. Maybe you're not sure. It could either be that this is a new connection in your life, or there is something new that you are both experiencing right now that you've never experienced before. And there's this feeling of unease, or how do I deal with this, or what might happen. The biggest takeaway for group number 3 is that you are safe together, you can trust each other, and you are safe independently as well. You are always safe to express yourself. I feel like you must be so concerned about everything this person is doing for you. I feel like you really see that they have designed this whole system and they're trying to keep things in order, and you're part of that. You're part of this system that they want to make sure is okay. You can see how worried they are. And guess what? They see how upset you are. They can feel that something's not right, and that you're getting possibly unsolicited advice from people and hearing all this stuff. It could even be maybe you had a procedure done or something, and you're hearing like 5 different quote unquote experts tell you what to do afterwards, and it's just overwhelming, and it feels like your sanity is being stolen from you. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is not helping. This is not always helpful to be everyone's person that they want to talk to all the time. It can become a burden. You're safe, group number 3, to not only let some of that go, for goodness sake, because I feel like you have your own healing to do, but also to share it with your engineer. And I feel like you might need to do it first though, because you're the one who's expressive. Okay, this person's highly analytical. They're very nurturing. They care. They might even love you. I feel like they really care about you, you know? I feel like they really care about you. But I feel like it's easier for this type of personality if they are invited to speak. You know what I mean? Like if you demonstrate vulnerability, I feel like they'll meet you there because you're safe. So let's get some couple lessons cards in here. So what's this all about? This is so powerful. So for group number 3, what lessons are being worked out? There's so much burden and worry. What's going on? Okay, we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I almost feel like I could cry. So if that's you watching someone, I'm really connected to you. So please know that not only are you safe, but you are seen and felt very intensely by me and all the spirit guides present. I feel like there's also angels in here too. So maybe you resonate with angels. Yeah, I feel like one of you is being incredibly courageous and dealing with something that's very scary. And the other person, so it's probably the way it's laid out. I feel like the gossip archetype has shown incredible courage and strength during this time. This engineer sees that and does not want to disrupt your journey with their own fear. They might perceive that as selfish and unhelpful. But in all reality, over here, it might help you a little bit to be able to share a moment of humanity, of vulnerability, because, you know, we're all humans at the end of the day. So I feel like that would actually be a very healing moment for you. So let's get some advice for you. My goodness. This is probably the most powerful group out of the 3 that I've done so far. So there's probably something pretty big going on. Let's get some advice for you. So what can group number 3 do about this, Spirit? How could they bring balance and harmony into this situation? What's the best advice for the highest good of all? We have for you, don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. Oh, okay. So I feel like this engineer archetype is very full of love. They do, however, feel that they know best. And maybe just in this moment, they might not. Yeah. Maybe in this moment, you know best, actually. I feel like they just really want to take care of you, though. And then we also have a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Yeah, so I feel like maybe some balance can be restored here. So if there's a way for you to give them a break somehow, give them permission to take a break. Obviously, they don't need your permission, but I feel like in this situation, I just feel like your verbal expression is very powerful, group number 3. I feel that very strongly. And it might help this person give themselves permission to take a break. So it could be reassuring them, I'm okay, you know, I'm scared, I'm dealing with it, but I also care about you, and I know that you're also a human being. And it might, when you bring that sanity into the situation, they'll meet you there. They will meet you there, because I feel like they are very reasonable, and you all have a very balanced, beautiful connection. This just seems like kind of an exceptional circumstance. So I hope that was helpful for those of you who chose group number 3 with the amethyst ring. Thank you so much for watching, sending you tons of love and healing light, and I will see you next time. All right, let's wrap things up with group number 4. If you chose this adorable little moonstone ring, let's get your relationship messages. We're going to start by laying out your archetypes, and then we will build out from there. This will help you understand which relationship we're talking about and what kind of role that each of you are playing in the shared dynamic. So for group number 4, which archetypes are present in this relationship? I just heard relax, so maybe there's been some tension with this relationship, group number 4. I feel like there's really a need to relax. I don't know why they keep saying that. So it could be that when you're together, things are very heightened, or you're like working yourself up about it. Oh, here we go. Oh, I feel like this person is marginal. We'll put them over there. But that flipped over for a reason. I'm going to take it. But this is you two, okay? So first we have Prince, romantic charm and potential for power. Out of balance, could be using power for self-aggrandizement. Aggrandizement. I know I said that wrong. Could misuse power. How about that? Okay. And we also have victim. Okay, so in the light attributes, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. In shadow, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. Oh, wow. And then we have a marginal character shared between both of you, and that's the priest. Facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy, or violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Wow. Okay, let's get your astrology clarifiers. My gosh. Wow. Okay. We've already got Prince clarified here with Taurus, and victim we have as Chiron, and then another one came up as 8th house up here. All right, so for Prince we have Taurus, and for victim we have Chiron. Very interesting. This is very different than the other groups. So let's see. So for Chiron, I know we just read this, but okay, so we have the healer, wounds, healing, knowledge, hope, despair, sadness. Okay. And then for the priest, this marginal character is very interesting to me. This could be what drew you two together, was this maybe like a spiritual practitioner that you both studied with, or a shared belief. Maybe you met someone in church. This feels very significant up here. And so this priest character is clarified by the energy of the 8th house, which is Scorpio. The arrival of the 8th house in a reading is a sign that it's time to take a break from the world and let go of destructive behaviors. Wow. Taboos, danger, relief, reflection, transformation. So I feel like maybe you met the prince and the victim down here through a spiritual practitioner or a spiritual situation, a shared belief in something. But it feels like something about this belief has changed. If it's a person, I feel like the person has changed and totally transformed, and you two still have this beautiful bond together. For others, this person changing might have disrupted this connection. So if you like subscribe to a group together, maybe this person discontinued that and now you feel like you want to reach back out to this person. Or if this person is not, if this priest is not an actual person, it could be a shared belief. It could be like Reiki. You know, Reiki is extremely transformational. It could be shamanism. It could be tarot reading. It could be anything. So it could very simply mean that like both of you are sensitive and empathic souls who might be psychic. It could more specifically mean that you met each other because of a person. Okay, does that make sense? For this prince, I feel like I did not talk about the prince at all. We have them clarified by Taurus, which is an earth sign. So this is very practical, loyal, consistent energy. Taurus is very loving. Taurus can be stubborn, but it makes sense that Taurus would be paired with romantic charm and potential for power. So a Taurus would be someone who is amazing to travel with. You know, they don't mind spending money on a good experience, on a good meal. This is really a strong partner, and just a really wonderful person to be around. And it feels like they might want to give you something because they're holding flowers behind their back. So I wonder if you're the victim because of the way I just started speaking. So we do have a wound here. We do have a wounding here. So let's see what's happened between you. I wonder if maybe you were hurt in some way by this situation. Maybe you have a church wound. Maybe you feel victimized by a spiritual practitioner in the way they treated you. Or you were very disappointed to learn that this spiritual leader was not who they seemed to be. It seems like both of you have perceived that in very different ways. It feels like the Taurus prince is more okay to kind of stay the same. It's not like they're going to completely unsubscribe from their beliefs in the system or the church. It feels like you might feel differently. You might be questioning, like, I don't know if I ever want to do this again or go back to this church, whatever it might be. So let's see what's going on between you. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. That makes sense. These are peers. This would be studying the same type of practice. You could have even gone to school together. So I feel like, in other words, this priest is reminding me of the Hierophant card, which is like an institution, a set of beliefs. So I hope I'm not over-explaining that. We also have for you the Empress. Oh, we have 3-3. 3 is significant for you. And then we have the Magician. Wow. Very powerful energy here. Yeah, so I feel like the message is, no matter what went down with this set of beliefs, I feel like you got what you were meant to out of it, if that makes sense. So if you did have a particularly upsetting experience, I do feel that Spirit is saying the skills, the abundance that you gained from that time when you were in church, from your time with learning Reiki, you have these beautiful abilities within you. And I feel like this person is probably trying to help you not let that go due to this pain, if that makes sense. I feel like the prince sees so much potential in you, sees all the healing and beautiful qualities about you, sees this incredible connection between you and the divine. And I feel like they want to help. They almost want to intervene in a way to make sure that this experience is not going to push you away from this faith or this practice forever. Because I feel like there's a really special connection between you two. It's so funny that this spread is not so much about you guys. It's like this perception of what you believe. So I feel like both of you are very philosophical and very similar. It just seems that this person on the left, this prince, is in a much more stable position. And this victim on the right is in the process of healing with Chiron. So one of you is doing some work and the other one is supporting. Okay, and you might actually flip these roles pretty often. Okay, this feels like a really beautiful kind of fluid relationship. But there's this beautiful spark that both of you share, and this prince is trying to make sure that you're not going to completely let that fizzle out. I feel like it's impossible for it to fizzle out, but this person feels very encouraging. You might even be like the same personality type, human design type. You might have similar astrology. It just feels like you exchange these roles sometimes. Sometimes this person's doing their work and then you're the prince and then you're supporting them. I think both of you feel similarly about each other, that you're very talented, you're very smart, great students, both of you. If you didn't go to school together, you should. You'd be excellent peers, excellent co-workers, and both just very abundant, beautiful people. People are very, very drawn to you. I feel like it's important for you to hear that, especially if you're the one doing your work over here with Chiron. Okay, you're the Empress, all right? That's not a casual energy. The Empress is the embodiment of every queen in the deck combined, okay? You're stunning, you're beautiful. Things just seem to happen effortlessly to you. People don't know how you do it, but they want to be around you. You shine like the sun. You shine like the sun. And there's this Venusian energy about you as well, this divine feminine, which is also present in Taurus as well. So I feel like you both share that. Okay, so group number 4 is getting like a hype session. All right. So what's the shared theme between group number 4's relationship? This is so very different from the other relationship spreads that we've done. This feels very special. Okay. If this isn't like a sister, it feels like it's like a best friend, a very, very best friend. Or if you're familiar with Anne of Green Gables, a bosom friend. And we have for you knowledge. What did I say? So smart, great students. If you didn't go to school together, I hope you go. Knowledge. Number 28. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. I feel like both of you, if I could be so bold to just suggest maybe Sagittarius kind of energy in here, I feel like both of you are constantly learning and touching base with each other and sharing things that you're learning. So maybe one of you takes a class on tarot and one of you takes a class on angels, and then you talk and then you exchange this information and then you refer each other to your people. And, you know, different things work for each of you, but it just feels like there's this beautiful exchange of ideas and knowledge, and it feels very, very safe. Okay. So what lessons are working out here? Is there anything else that group number 4 needs to know? Oh, there we go. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Yeah. I feel like that's for you, dear. You who are doing your work. Oh. And then we have courage reversed. So I feel like this prince character might be trying to do a little bit too much. Like, I feel like I usually would not take a reversal, but I feel like that's very relevant. Yeah. I feel like, so there's this double-edged sword to being very intelligent and having a lot of information about something. And there's this trap that you can fall into where you're just reliving the pain of what you went through over and over and over again, because that's what you used to do when you started working on the surface. Okay, so I feel like this this person in the victim role who's really doing their work, you might be overworking yourself a bit, and Spirit's literally saying to lighten up about whatever it is that's going on. And it's not to make light of your situation at all, but I feel like it's more of an invitation to invite the energy of laughter into your life. So it could be, you know, watching something funny, listening to something funny, making time to talk to someone who really makes you smile, or play with your pet that really makes you smile. Something to invite lightness and ease into your life is really going to assist you with lightening this energy. The prince over here really means well, but I feel like if they haven't pulled back already, they probably will just a little bit, and that's because Spirit is prompting them to. So any last advice for group number 4? Any advice for group number 4? How to bring love and harmony into this situation. We have, we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And that was in the reverse. Oh. We have work through your fears, New Moon in Scorpio. Oh my goodness. And then finally upright, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, Full Moon in Capricorn. Okay. It's so interesting. I feel like both of you are doing your work, but it feels very different for you. It feels a lot more intense right now, facing a lot of fears and discomfort and big transformational energy around philosophy, the way you view the world, the way you view the universe, and the way you work within it. So maybe you had like an existential crisis, like for real. I know people joke about that, but it can be very serious. So maybe you're dealing with that, and in the reverse, it's releasing. And that's probably out of frame, but that flame just went woof. So that's a big confirmation here. The prince has stepped out of their comfort zone, and they're starting to release that and move into another cycle of learning as the end of this cycle approaches. So the advice would be to hang in there. You're almost done. This toughness is going to end, I promise. And that this person is truly here to help you. They are a kindred spirit of yours. And to invite a bit of laughter into the situation for yourself if you do identify with this person who's working with the Chiron wound over here. Okay, so those were your messages for those of you who chose group number 4 with this beautiful moonstone ring. I hope that was helpful and provided clarity or insight on this relationship dynamic. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of all of this. I'm so curious, but I am sending you tons of love and light, and I will see you next time.